So the 5-0 collected the DNA off the Porsche, but the DNA came back to a female. Brian Steele, Kid Cudi. There was no eyewitnesses that saw Puff there at your house. None of your security surveillance saw Puff, right? No. You have no evidence that Puffy was at your house. No. Brian Steele to Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi, you and Cassie talked or text every day for 1 year. You knew Cassie, Brian Steele. Your relationship had ended with Cassie. Prior to the relationship ending, you and her talked or text every day for 1 year. Brian Steele looked at Kid Cudi and said, Cassie played you, right? He said, yeah. He said, Cassie played you. Kid Cudi, didn't you go on an international tour with 65 cities called the Cud Life Tour? Yes. In 2011, Kid Cudi, didn't you describe Puffy as an icon? Yes. In 2010, this is all Brian Steele, Puffy's lawyer. In 2010, Puffy, as a favor to him, Puffy, as a favor to Puff, asked you to do a song with Cassie. And yet you ended up, you know what I'm saying, knocking her down, getting with her. Y'all worked out together, you went hiking together, y'all went to the movies, y'all did drugs together, right? He said, drugs, what you mean? He said, you mean weed? Brian Steele said, yeah, weed. Yeah, we smoke weed together. Brian Steele, you had consensual sex with Cassie? Prosecution. Sidebar. Sidebar.
Introducing the new Spectra Sidebar.
So there you have it, you know,
That's impossible to resist. It's your refillable
that's the podcast with Soul.
backyard defender.
The podcast with Soul. So he's at the P. Diddy trial. And so this is Shirley TV on TikTok. So just wanted to give a little coverage because I know I couldn't be there at the trial. So yes, he's giving his honest commentary. So there are so many YouTubers around giving their commentary, but I like to look at the ones that the ones that I see that gives the most honest. So here we go, podcast with Soul. Sidebar. And they don't like what the defense is saying. They want a sidebar.
So Puffy's lawyer, Brian Steele, and the prosecution go up to the judge. They turn the mics off. Now they talking it out. So they come back from the sidebar. Brian Steele go right back. Didn't you have consensual sex with Cassie? Sidebar, another sidebar.
Didn't you have consensual sidebar? What? Welcome to Shirley TV, y'all.
So they come back. So Brian Steele, he leave that alone because he already made his point.
So Brian Steele is Puffy's lawyer, one of his lawyers. So he has 10 lawyers, I heard.
Kid Cudi, yes. Cassie told you she wasn't really with Puff, right? Yes. In Thanksgiving 2010, she told you her and Puffy were having problems and that they were on again, off again, on again, off again. Yes. Kid Cudi, when you met with federal prosecutors, you told them that for 4 years, Cassie told you that her and Puffy were on again, off again for 4 years. He said, I don't remember saying that. Brian Steele said, well, let me refresh your memory. Pulled out the paperwork and says,
let me refresh your memory.
With federal prosecutors?
I always got receipts.
Yeah. If it's there, then I'm up.
Always got receipts. That's very important.
In 2011, Kid Cudi, Cassie and you confided in each other. You spent 3 days Christmas with Cassie and her family. You flew across country to be with her after the trespassing incident. Kid Cudi, you were hurt when Cassie left you. He said yes. You was in love with Cassie, weren't you, Kid Cudi? He said yes. Kid Cudi, isn't it true that you believe the day of your break-in, your alleged break-in, when Puffy allegedly broke in your house, you actually left your front door open that day of the break-in? He said yes.
So there you go.
When Cassie, you were in love with Cassie.
Left the door open.
Right, Kid Cudi, yes. And when she got back with Puffy, you wanted to fight Puffy. He said yes. Kid Cudi, Cassie never told you that Puffy physically abused her, did she? No. Kid Cudi, Cassie never told you that she was sexually abused by Puffy, did she? No, she never told me that. And Kid Cudi, isn't it true that when you and Puffy met and got together, that Puff was confused? Because he found out she was talking to you for over a year, and then you was confused because you thought she left Puff alone. Isn't it true, Kid Cudi? Both of you guys were played.
Both of them played by Cassie.
Played by Cassie.
Both of them played by Cassie.
This is what Brian Steele is saying on the stand.
And that's with Kid Cudi and Puffy at the same time.
Cudi, that Cassie was living 2 different lives? Yes. Kid Cudi, isn't it true that nobody was ever charged for damage to your car? Sidebar. Sidebar.
Nobody was ever charged for the damage to the car. Now this is a gentleman here, podcast with Soul, that is at the actual trial, has been in the courtroom.
Kid Cudi, isn't it true that no other action was taken on your car damage? No other action was taken. Kid Cudi, when you met with federal prosecutors again, you told the feds that Cassie had multiple phones, that she had a burner phone, an untraceable phone. And Cassie told Puffy the address to your home. Yes. Brian Steele said, I ain't got no more questions.
Why would you get an address of somebody's house?
The government came out, they're going to do a redirect. And then they just tried to clean up what he, you know what I'm saying? And then there was no recross, so it was over. So Cassie, according to Brian Steele, had consensual sex with Kid Cudi and had been seeing him for over a year without Puffy's knowledge. She playing Puff. You understand? She got Kid Cudi on the side right here, Kid Cudi in the cut. And then she telling Cassie telling Kid Cudi, nah, me and Puffy, we ain't together, but she's still rocking with Puff too. So she playing both of them. So Puffy is confused, Kid Cudi confused, so they get together and try to compare notes. Like, well, what is she telling you? Well, this is what she telling. Cassie playing both of them. So what the government was attempting to establish this morning with Kid Cudi was the fact that Capricorn Karen, whatever the hell her name is, Puffy's assistant, and some security person were acting in concert with him to do the arson on the car, because arson is a part of the RICO, and to show that his employees are a part of the racketeering conspiracy. That's why they're able to do the racketeering conspiracy, because his employees are helping him carry out these events. What else? But what Brian Steele what Brian
All right,
Steele